You touched on something at the start of that, which you said it wasn't as if the church were like ignorant to this going on, but it just needed you. And like I like to just take that opportunity to anybody listening, and I'm sure you'll back me up here, is that actually the church isn't about leaders that step up and tell us what we're going to do. It's about being responsive to the call that we feel. Like we've heard Rush talk about today, this idea of actually as a couple they were both individually spoken to, that they both came together and as a result have been obedient to the call that they feel that God's put on their heart. And so as a result, they've gone to the pastor of their church and be able to set something up, which means that process can multiply, that actually more people can get involved in this at whatever stage they're at and be able to do something about it. I think we can be so easy to just look at churches and say, well, they're not doing enough, when really, the church should be challenging. The church isn't just the building with a person on the stage. It's about its members, and it's about them engaging with what God's speaking directly into their heart and changing something about that. Did you feel like, I mean, you've obviously been a huge part of the church for a long time. Did you feel like that was an easy process? Did they just say you take the reins, or how did they lead that?
Yeah, I mean, so it was I think it's always your point is so dead on, because churches, I don't care how small they are, how big they are, they just get inundated with people telling them, you need to do X. You know what I mean? Like you should have a ministry for A, B, C, D, and go right down the list, have a million things, but then just walk away, right? You know what I mean? Like you should be doing that, church pastor. And so I think while there was still like some hoops and some challenges, it took a while to kind of get some momentum going. I think they were very, very happy that it wasn't like, I didn't go to them and say, hey, I need you to run this ministry. I said, look, I'll do it. I'll do it. I just need like the blessing and the support. And so we're at a point now where we've made a lot of progress in that regard. I mean, whenever you're starting something new, and especially at a church that's been around for a little while, I mean, it takes a little while to kind of get those processes rolling and become more recognized and things like that. But we're at a point now where, we've got, full support from the pastors. And, I mean, I've got a very well-known guest speaker from the United States that's coming to our church to preach in November. So like they've been very open to giving us a lot of freedom and a lot of ability to spread this message. So, but the key is, man, even if you're in a place, if you're in a church and you wanted to start something or do something, even if you don't get great support at first from pastors or staff or whatever, because they're just so overwhelmed, or that doesn't mean you can't do the work, right? I mean, you can still get out there and still do stuff and still find ways to work with kids and serve kids, even without, an officially blessed, entity that you've created in your own church. Be patient with that, because I mean, I know that at first when I started, man, I was just like, I was so fired up. I'm like, what is taking so long? How come people aren't coming along on this? Why do I have to, why can't I just do X, Y, and Z? But, I think, God was really just teaching me some patience there. Like, man, look, you better, you're not in control of this. It's going to happen. And, just be aware that like, if you step up, and the point that you made is so dead on, man, is that we can't just sit and wait or demand for staff and leadership to just do all the things, right? I mean, if you have a call for anything, let's, step up and act and take action. Actions are so much more valuable than our words. And so it's easy to, make a post on social media about how outraged you are about an issue. It's a whole different ball game to step up and say, hey, look, what am I going to do about this issue? So yeah, man, don't be afraid to take those steps, to take action, even if you don't get the support that you feel like you should or that you want.